You can't bet the fans out there. What is your prediction for this fight?
Victory, simple as victory. And I'm thinking finish as well, so I'm looking for finish. I believe I'm going to finish it. But yeah, that's simple as.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times.
On the fence. I'm on the fence.
We don't need to talk about that.
We left hook from Yaoundé came and landed on him, you know. So
Right, welcome back to another episode of the King's Court MMA. We've got a very special guest today, Darius Mafi. Darius, on the eve of your, well, not the eve, but just leading up to probably one of the biggest fights of your career at the moment. How are you doing today, man?
Doing good, man. Always feeling great.
Yeah.
Good to go.
Come on. And we'd like to do the introductories properly because maybe a lot of people don't know, but you're a problem, man. You're a problem in the bantamweight division. You're 5-1 as a pro, amateur, undefeated, 5-0 as well. 100% finish rate. Stop people clean. and obviously on Bellator Champion Series, which is the first of its kind underneath the PFL banner. Talk to me how that fight came about. How did you get on that card?
Yeah, well, basically, I was meant to be fighting for a title down south on a regional show, domestic show, against an undefeated fighter. So I was getting ready, preparing for that, and then the offer Bellator came through. They asked my coach, would I want to fight on Belfast? So don't have to ask me twice, you know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, get me on that show, get me that fight. So that's what that fight on the domestic show was leading to. It was inevitable that this was going to happen. So yeah, of course I was taking that.
Yeah, decent. And you're coming up against again a very high profile guy in Kieran Clark, 8-0. You know, he's a very skillful guy. When I look through his record though, it's not as clinical as yourself. Obviously, he's had more experience at pro level, but you know, you've got 4 KOs, you've got 1 submission. On where do you really think that you measure up against him in the striking and the wrestling? What do you think it's going to look like?
To be honest, I couldn't care less about him. I couldn't care less about him. No disrespect to him. I couldn't care less. Like, it's about me. It's about what I'm doing in there, my style, which is really in this it's no style. It's everything. It's MMA. So I'm bringing everything into this fight. So I couldn't care less about who he's fought, who he's beat. Because when you're getting in there with me, it's a different story. So next week we'll see, innit?
Come on. And what's the training been like for it? How's the camp so far? Well, the camp's finished, I guess.
Yeah, the camp's finished. It's been a great camp.
Nice.
Manchester top team.
Come on.
You know, one of the best gyms in the UK. In my opinion, best gym in UK. One of the best gym in Europe.
Yeah.
We've got top tier guys, top tier coaching. And it's been awesome. You know, the preparation's been great. Training partners, top level as well, like I just said. So I couldn't ask for better preparation, working as well with like good conditioning coaches, the rest, and just everything's falling into place at the right time.
Come on, I like that. And I did want to ask you about your training partners as well, because I know you were helping other guys in the gym, obviously training for their fights as well. Like we came to talk to you about Dennis Frimpong and things like that. Are you now training with more so guys at bantamweight, or is it still guys above, guys below, or what's?
It's a bit of mix and match, you know. It depends. Like, obviously, you training with like all different type of guys. Like, but you know, I've done camps with guys getting ready for fights. Like Jonas, he's been Octagon champ out in Europe, so like helping Lewis McGrillen, top fighter as well in Europe. You know, in PFL, Louis Lee, Lightning. You know, just seeing him win the Aries title, you know, that guy that got whooped like that. Listen, I've had to get that every Tuesday. You know what I mean, that guy go out once in 365 days. I've had to deal with that every Tuesday. You know what I mean? So every day getting to train with guys like that and helping them prepare for big fights on high level European shows and world shows, and so you're around like guys that are fighting at a level that's where you feel like you should be as well.
100%.
And having good guys coming in from other gyms sometimes to spar, which has been really good.
Nice.
And so like the people you're around is like sort of like where you're headed really, and it's inevitable that I'm there as well. So now I am there, so I get to show it, and Yeah, it's like iron sharpens iron and all that.
Come on. I was about to say the exact same phrase, sort of thing. And do you think now, actually, this is where you belong? It's probably a long time coming, but this is the stage, the European coming onto the international stages. You know, the spotlight's there. A lot of fans in Belfast. You know, this is where you belong. Yeah.
100%. This and beyond. Like, this is, in my opinion, this is world level. You know,
Yeah.
they had that show in Saudi, but this is the show. They had that Bellator PFL show, but everyone that watched that, come on, like that one. As far as I was concerned, watching that, it was like, all right, this is all right. Like, but I feel like this Bellator right now that's coming up in Belfast, this is the one you want to be watching.
That's
this is
true.
the one, like, you look at the card. You look at the venue, you look at the place, Belfast. I know they'll be booing me most likely, but the atmosphere is going to be like unreal. So, and that's where I'm going to thrive 100%. And I feel like this is exactly where I need to be. You know, I'm meant for them sort of places.
Come on, at home. And again, I was looking through the card, as you just said, and the names in the card, again, a lot of top prospects, a lot of guys at high level as well. And you're quite up on the card as well, which is really good. I know you're going over with AB as well. He's fighting there. Did you have any banter with him about?
No, not about that. No, you know, it's just main event Mafi right here. That's what it's about. That's the real main event. But nah, what a card, man! It's a great card, and also to be like, I think like top of prelims. I'm at the minute, so it's a big opportunity that I'm planning on taking. And obviously, my guy AB's on there.
Yeah.
What a fighter, in my opinion, is the best heavyweight in the world. In my opinion, I know that's a big statement, but if you've seen what I see, you'd know that what I'm saying is the truth.
Yeah.
So it's great that we both get to fight on this, especially when we both went on PFL together.
Oh yeah.
So
that's
now
true.
it's time on Bellator and both there together. So yeah, I'm excited for that as well.
Come on, I love it. And who's going to be in your corner? Is Coach Carl going to be there and stuff?
Carl going over. We've got Louis Lightning going over.
Nice.
McGrillen going over. Our new grappling coach, Jay Furness, he's going over. Don't know if you know him, he was AVT.
AVT?
Yeah. He's
grappling
coach at top team.
Come on, Jay.
Jay's a very experienced guy, experienced fighter, experienced coach, top grappling as well. So, yeah, we've got a little firm going over there. So, be a nice little group of us out there enjoying it in Belfast.
Nice. The takeover.
Yeah, 100%.
The takeover. And you mentioned, obviously, you and AB were on a PFL card before as well. I think, obviously, your only loss came in PFL, but I think people don't know that it was a short notice fight as well, wasn't it? So I think
it is what it is. Like, it was 10-day notice, like, to fight a guy on there, and it is what it is. It ain't even about 10 days. I've been training like 10 years plus, so it's not even. I'm not making no excuses. Some people like to make excuses about short notice. I heard people from that gym making excuses for a guy on a short notice fight the other day, but I was like, you were happy to try and slag me over a fight on a short notice, you know, and be like, we done this guy. Listen, I take it how it comes. That made me a much better fighter, created a whole different animal, and now you're going to see exactly that the improvements I've made, and just what that awakened that day and completely made me someone different, and it's going to, you know, show in this fight big time.
Come on, I love that. Yeah, I was going to ask you about what you take away from it, but obviously you answered that question right there. We spoke before, and you mentioned that you've had trouble. People have had trouble matching you up as well, like that. Does it get frustrating sometimes? Like, you're training so hard, you're training so often, and then people don't want to fight you, or they just turn down and stuff?
Yeah, it was getting hard. I'll be honest. Last year, it was just getting ridiculous. Like, get to the point someone would be like, "Yeah, we've got you a fight. Like, this guy will fight you in Spain or something."
Yeah.
And then it'd be like, within the next hour, it'd be like, no, actually, they found somewhere else. They got somewhere else. And then it'd be like, yeah, we've got to fight. Like I went to Italy to fight last year in Rome, weighed in, did the full fight week, weighed in, was sat in the back an hour before the fight. Then Princey's waved me out, my coach Carl. He's waved me out, and he's gone, the guy's not coming. And I'm like, what do you mean he's not coming? Like, how was he not coming? Like, and he just basically didn't want to turn up and fight me because he knew what was coming to him. The same thing that the only fight I had last year happened, and straight knockout. That's what was happening to him. So I wouldn't want to turn up if I was him, but hey, but he should have turned up and took that pasting, shouldn't he? But I retired him. I retired a couple of people last year without even fighting them. You know what I mean? Like I was like, listen, I'll fight you, and that guy was like, oh, hang on, I don't want to fight with you. Me. What's the time? Like, there's a few people like that, and they're fake fighters at the end of the day. Fake fighters. When I was saying about me fighting that 10-day notice fight, there's real fighters out there that will fight. Where them guys, there's a few of them about. They'll go. One guy, he's like on BBC Pakistan, telling them at the embassy, "Oh, I'm going UFC." But when I said his name, he just didn't even want to know, and he disappeared. There's other guys that were supposed to be the number one. They had him ranked number one in UK, and he at times, and he never even wanted to fight. So it was like not even reply. Like so, it was just getting ridiculous. Even one guy who was meant to fight on this Cage Warriors this weekend, he was an Italian guy, and even they put me with him, and in the same hour, he said no. And it was just constant like. So when you're preparing, it's like every week you're thinking, oh, I could be fighting in 2 weeks. You don't know if Prince is going to call me, and I'll be fighting in 2 weeks. So you're living like that all the time. Like you might be fighting in a couple, and it's hard then in your personal life and the rest. Like if you need to take on like as a contractor with work and stuff, like if you're not fighting, you're not paying the bills. Whether to take work because you could be fighting in 2 weeks and stuff, but then they're like, Darius ain't taking work, so we're not going to offer him work, or like you're losing out on contracts and things like that. So then it's coming down to that, just in how you just are with people, like people telling you like you don't know how to switch off, you don't know, but they don't understand what you're dealing with. They don't understand like in a couple of weeks you might be fighting. The next day you're going in to spar world-class guys and go to war with them. Like they never will understand that because they're just not that type of person. They don't not trying to achieve something like that. So it was transcending into like my personal life and business life and the rest. Like so it was very tough. But I remember even like Alex Minogue at Top Team, he told me like last year, he was like, listen, this time next year, mate, he goes, you won't be feeling like this because next year it'll come good for you because all the work you're putting in and things like this. Come on. And here we are. It's destiny, mate, 100%, and I will show it next week.
Come on, Leigh, I like it, man. It's hard, and I appreciate you shedding light on that side of things because we just see like the flashy lights, we see the knockouts, we see your training, but you don't hear about actually the nitty gritty and how it affects people and whatnot. But I think now you're with Bellator, I think obviously it's an established promotion, so I think maybe less of that will happen in terms of people pulling out, or if they do pull out, they'll find a replacement sort of thing.
All of these can get it, all can get it, and it can push me to the next fight and onwards. But
come on, love that. And I saw you on like your socials, on your Instagram and stuff like that. You were doing some like going in like oxygen tanks and whatnot. You just talk to me a little bit about that and how that helps in your training, your recovery and whatnot.
Yeah, well, that's it. Your Health Bank, which is just like we're in Thrive Gym at the moment. Your Health Bank's in the same like unit area. Like if you pull up on here, it's like a retail park type thing. They're on the same part, and it's basically a hyperbaric chamber where like the pressure of oxygen, it's like something like the lower the gas or something, like the higher the pressure or something.
Okay.
I'm butchering the science probably, but all I know is that it helps with like recovery on so many different levels, like even like broken bones, ligament heals, all these sort of things. Like when I do that, I just feel like super. Like when I'm going, I just go and go and go and go. And like even people have got like diabetes, tumors, things like that. So it's like innovative like technology. So at the highest level, you know, the more reps you can get, the better, isn't it? So like Your Health Bank's been a massive help to me, and that's the thing with sponsors like and things like that is like massive in it. Like so for me now on these sort of shows, it helps with things like that. Where like even going back to like the other questions, like some of them guys, they were backed where like for me, all I had was fighting, all I had was my work. I wasn't having no one giving me a grand a month. These guys getting grand a month, conning people out of dough, but they were never looking to fight. And just like insta fighters, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So things like your health bank and other sponsors out there are massive for people like myself, and like that are being able to get that sort of treatment, which I feel I deserve now. I've put in the graft, you know, I've done all that. So to actually, now I'm on the big shows and my name is going up there and it'll continue to go up there. Working with people like your health bank and getting that treatment is valuable, man. Like, it's massive. So like the hyperbaric, I couldn't recommend that enough. They've got an infrared sauna in there as well, which is really good, and like cryo. There's like a cold plunge pool around there as well and stuff like that. But yeah, I really recommend it.
Come on, again, all attributing to getting you tip-top performance basically for the big show.
100%.
So I like that. You mentioned obviously that, you know, you still do work on the side. So obviously training and fighting is not full-time at the moment in time for you. I'm going to go into another question as well. What is the dream? What do you want to achieve in the MMA game? Obviously, I know you don't want to be working on the side.
No chance.
forever,
yeah, is what I'm in for. Now that I'm stepping into this, getting a little bit of money now, a little bit. Next time will be more than that after this. It
has to be,
and it's going to be more than that after that. So of course, buy an house on top, buy my mum an house, buy the whole area a house. No, don't hold me to that. Do not hold me to that. So, but no, like 100%, like this. You're not in this game, like. Of course, like in a way, I sort of do like working. I'm a working type guy. I'm definitely ADHD on my head, so like, I've always got to be doing something. So when I'm sat still, I can't really sit still. So like I'm always working in some way or fashion, and I do like the fact sometimes when I'm working that I am around people that they couldn't give a crap about MMA. Some of them couldn't care less. They love MMA. A lot of them, they love it. They love me and like stuff like that. Like they love it. But there's some people you go in like when I'm working, like they like some customers they will have no clue or anything about fighting and things like that. It's good just to talk to them people like and social and getting completely different perspective and even in other things like they'd say to you like yin and yang or some stuff like that like. I don't go way off tangent here, but Miyamoto Musashi, like his famous book of 5 Rings, and he's do like mixing combat with like calligraphy and things like that. Like you can't always like he'd be mixing like I don't know poetry with warfare. Like I'm sure even like Genghis Khan was like on that sort of thing. Like because he said about like the pen will last forever, where like the sword it's got its time, where the pen if you put things down will last forever. So it's these sort of like mixtures between like combat sports and like other things, but obviously back to the question would be that would be to make my money out of this sport because you're getting bashed up, you're dealing with damage. I seen a guy off Cage Warriors, it popped up on my Instagram, and he's drinking through like a straw and stuff like that. He was in UFC or something. I can't remember his name. I think he was champ or something. Like I can't remember his name, but like he's on Instagram and he's there drinking like an espresso with an ice cream through like a straw, and it's like this is not a joke when you're getting like paid what someone's going to get paid 800 quid tops or not even get paid to get that sort of treatment. What are you doing? Like you're taking damage that you're going to hold for the rest of your life. Like so you've got to be able to invest that money, make that money. And that is a goal. Win titles, of course. That is the ultimate goal. The UFCs, Bellators. This is where I wanted to be. And this is where I can make my money. Win belts in here. And like I said, be financially stable, moving on to whatever I want to do after fighting.
Come on. No, I love that as well. And you have to be a smart person to understand that as well, because not everybody's like you. Not everybody's like it. A lot of people are just fighting, stuff like that.
The thing is I am always like fighting. But like even with the work, I feel like that gives me a little bit of added edge as well at times, like a bit more grittier than other people, like a bit more hungrier than other people in a way as well, and also a bit more like secure. I've seen guys like that they're fighters and they're losers. Like some of them are losers, man. Like and they not got like. There's some fighters, you know, they work and they go in the gym and did not work, but like they're going in the gym all the time and they got their program. There's some guys they're just like sloppy guys, and you're like, if you're a loser in life and you're a loser all the time, how are you going in a cage and winning? Like, you can be down on times and things not go your way. Like, even like I said last year, I wasn't getting work as much because I was putting so much into the fighting.
Yeah.
But there's some people that they'll elect that and they'll never achieve, in my opinion. So like for me, the working away is a gift. Like, and it gives me like, it makes when I go into the gym like, this is what I love, and it also gives me that feeling of like you could be doing something else, like, and like it is a gift what you get to do. Like, other people probably looking like, wow, I wish I were doing that, because sometimes you can be like, you know, I'm in a camp here and it's getting rough and such and such give me an hiding yesterday and you know it's stressful, but then like it's like poor you getting to fight on a massive show in the world, like, and poor you getting to chase your dreams and the rest, when other people could be working in a factory, like fumes of glue all going up in the air and they're just spraying things, and then the next conveyor go and they're living like that, like a battery end 24/7, like, and I just could not live like that. So like for me, this is a gift, and the fact that I get to go out next Friday in Belfast Arena, like there's people screaming and it's on the zone, and I get to punch someone's head in like on TV. I'm like, this is unbelievable. Like, so even going away right now, it's a gift, because one day I'm not gonna be able to do this. Like, one day you're not gonna be able to do that, and you'll have to be maybe doing all that other shit. So that's why you gotta get paid and not have to do that shit after fighting.
Exactly. No, that's it. And I think obviously the time in the ring and the time in the cage is limited, but you're going a hell of a way to do that with your finishes. You know, you're not letting anything go to the judges' scorecard. You're finishing fights. You continue like that, you'll just elongate your career.
And listen, more money. If it's got to go 15 minutes, if it's got to go 100 minutes, no matter how long it's got to go, I'm winning this. So it can go as long as it needs to go. But obviously, I'm looking to take him out in any which way, all the way through.
Nice. If you were a betting man, obviously you can't bet for the fans out there. You can't bet for the fans out there. What is your prediction for this fight?
Victory, simple as victory. And I'm thinking finish as well, so I'm looking for finish. I believe I'm going to finish it. But yeah, that's simple as.
Come on, you've heard it here first. Darius Mafi, Bellator Champion Series, 22nd of March. He's coming over, heads are cutting off. Love it, man. Appreciate the time, brother.
Nice one, bro.
All the best.